To tell you there is some moving and shaking going on in the Indiana Fever organization because they have definitely let go of a player. Now, I know y'all thinking, what does this mean? This means Caitlin Clark return is sooner rather than later. Could that be why we did not see Caitlin come back? I mean, we did not see Caitlin travel with the team this past week. I don't know.
The Indiana Fever just made a move that has everybody in the basketball world talking. Kyra Lambert, the guard brought in to hold things down while Caitlin Clark was out, just got cut faster than fake Jordans at a sneaker convention. And now Fever fans are buzzing, connecting the dots and asking, is Caitlin Clark about to make her comeback?
As today, the Indiana Fever have officially released Kyra Lambert, a guard from overseas who Stephanie White signed on a trust me bro recommendation. Somebody who Stephanie White didn't even know existed up until about 8 days ago. Unfortunately for Kyra Lambert, her time on the Indiana Fever has come and her time on the Indiana Fever has gone. Best of luck to you and your future endeavors. This
isn't just some routine roster shuffle. This feels like the Fever are playing 4D chess while everyone else is stuck on checkers. You don't cut a player before her 7-day contract even runs out unless you're clearing space. And let's be real, in Indiana, there's only one reason to clear space: Caitlin Clark.
Now, why is this move curious? Well, Lambert was on a 7-day deal. So the Fever could just be looking at this break knowing that her contract was going to expire anyway and not wanting to waste her time. But under the hardship rules, as that it has been, put out there and publicized, the Fever only had to release one of the two players between Odyssey Sims and Kyra Lambert once Caitlin Clark was back. But one of them was going to have to go.
By the way, if you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that subscribe button. Just a week ago, the Fever were so desperate for point guards, they probably would have taken anyone who could dribble without passing to the other team. They signed Kyra Lambert straight out of the Greek League, where she'd been playing well. She gave all the right interviews, talking about faith, blessings, and being ready for the moment. Honestly, she seemed like she'd been waiting her whole life for this chance.
It's a blessing, having the journey that I've had and just, remaining faithful, trusting God and doing the work and just to see it all come back around and have this opportunity.
What's this opportunity in the W mean, given all that you've worked to get to this point?
Yeah. I mean, it means everything, to, again, just remain faithful and trust the process. It speaks to resiliency, it speaks to faith, and I'm really excited to be here.
What's your familiarity, if any, with this team, with Steph, with how they want to run things?
Yeah, I've been watching the W for years. It's the best basketball in the world. So, I've been watching.
But here's the thing. Lambert wasn't signed just to be around. The Fever were running out of point guards fast. Clark's still recovering from that groin injury. Ari McDonald, broken foot, out for the year. Sydney Colson, torn ACL. At one point, it felt like they were about to pull somebody's cousin out of a local rec league just to run the offense.
Clearly, Odyssey Sims has played herself into more of a role for the Fever. She got a bunch of minutes in the game on Sunday, 42 minutes for Sims. Lambert didn't play, right? So you can see relative one to the other where the Fever were looking at things from the pecking order standpoint. Now, there's also the Sophie Cunningham injury, but to be honest, I'm not sure how that would impact things unless they felt they needed somebody at that position rather than more depth at the point guard.
So Lambert got a 7-day contract, basically a trial run at your dream job. Except hers lasted about as long as a TikTok. She played less than a minute against the Sun on August 17th. By Monday, boom, gone. Not because she was bad, not because she couldn't handle the moment, but because someone bigger is about to walk back through that door. And we all know who that is. The player who packs 15,000-seat arenas and sends ESPN into a frenzy.
We just saw the most pointless contract of all time. The most pointless 7-day of all time. Kyra Lambert. They didn't even give Kyra Lambert a page on the WNBA website. I'm not joking. Like, you type in WNBA.com and you look at the Fever's last game. Maybe they updated it because she actually saw the floor. Fever versus Connecticut. Kyra Lambert played a grand total of 4 seconds. She played 4 seconds. Would have been better off just to not play her. Oh wait, it rounded up to 5. They didn't even give her a WNBA page. They did not even give her a WNBA.
That's why Fever fans are going full detective mode right now. Indie stars Chloe Peterson even pointed out weeks ago, when the Fever signed Odyssey Sims, they already had space to bring Clark back without cutting anyone. But then they added Lambert. And as soon as you do the math, somebody has to go. Guess who it was? Not Sims, the 33-year-old vet with 300-plus games under her belt. Nope. It was Lambert, the one who was supposed to hold things down until Clark got back.
Fever fans, I don't know. We might have some good news. Well, we might have some great news. Cece, my precious Cece, might be returning. Might be. You hear me? Because they just released Kyra Lambert. You hear me? She had 3 ACL tears. So she wasn't good for nothing anyway. She fragile. How you have that many ACL tears? But thank you for providing us 7 days of your presence. You hear me? We needed you to fill in. You hear me? Because the GOAT, the greatest of all time, is about to return.
And the timing? Oh, it's too perfect. ESPN updated Clark's return date from August 12th, which came and went to August 26th, when Indiana plays Seattle at home. Meanwhile, the Fever happened to have a week-long break after their game against Connecticut, which is the exact window coach Stephanie White said they hope Clark can practice again. And right after that break, 2 games against Minnesota, then Seattle on the 26th. Exactly the games ESPN circled.
We did know that once Caitlin Clark was back, one of the 2 hardship signings was going to have to go. So that's naturally where people's heads were thinking when it was reported on the ESPN broadcast that Clark, the hope was she would return to practice this week with target dates the 22nd, 24th, 26th, those games being thrown out as potential return dates. Now, I don't have any other updates on that. I mean, I took Stephanie White's comments as they hope still she returns at the regular season a little less confident.
So let's add it up. Lambert gets cut. Clark's return date lines up with the Fever's break week. Sims stays, Lambert goes. If this isn't orchestrated, then Indiana must have some very lucky coincidences. Fans are losing their minds online. Countdowns, GIFs, memes, conspiracy theories. And it makes sense. The Fever are 18-15 right now, holding on to a playoff spot, but just a couple games away from falling out. Clark coming back? That could change everything.
Can the Fever please invest in international scouts? They definitely need to invest in international scouts because I know your boy John Liquidator ain't the best advocate when it comes to overseas players, but something I would say, they play hard, bro. Those overseas players play like they got something to prove. I give them that. But far as me, I feel like we got enough talent here at home in our home country to get players. Somebody said every day I question if Amber Cox and Stephanie White are even on the same page.
Look, it's harsh, but the truth is Lambert was never meant to be permanent. She was just a placeholder while Clark healed. And let's be honest about what Clark brings. Before the injury, she was averaging 16.5 points, nearly 9 assists, and 5 rebounds a night. But more than stats, she's the piece that makes the whole team click. And here's the kicker. This Fever squad has actually grown while she's been out. Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, all stepping up big time. When Clark comes back, she won't have to do everything herself. She'll plug right into a tougher, deeper team.
Throughout her second season in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark has posted 16.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 8.8 assists per game for the Indiana Fever. Clark started the season on a tear under Stephanie White, but has since struggled to stay on the court, playing her second season as a professional. The Fever have 9 remaining games of their regular season schedule. They have a long break before their next matchup on Friday. The venue will be open, giving Clark a chance to rehab as the Fever take several days off from game.
Right now, Indiana's sitting 6th, which means playoffs, but no home court. Still, with 11 games left and Clark returning, those goals suddenly look bigger. Think about it. The Fever went 10-10 without her. If she'd been there and they went 15-5 instead, they'd be chasing a top seed. And even now, they're only 3 games behind New York and 3.5 back of second place. A late hot streak with Clark back could flip everything. Fans are already dreaming about Indiana not just making the playoffs, but actually hosting a series for the first time since 2016.
Fever, we have a chance. But the only thing I'm concerned about is she 100% healthy? You hear me? And I need to know what's going on with Sophie. Because that's her enforcer. Because everybody else on the team be acting like they scared and softer than Charmin tissue. You hear me? Y'all better protect my precious CC by any means necessary. Playoffs. That's right there in the view. You hear me? Here we come. The referees need to get it in gear. I still don't trust.
When you look back at these roster moves, you can see the strategy. They grabbed Sims first, a steady vet with playoff experience. Then Lambert for emergency depth. But the way it was structured gave them flexibility. Keeping Sims means leadership and stability, even when Clark comes back. Cutting Lambert makes room. It looks less like panic and more like a carefully planned strategy from the front office.
That they are being extraordinarily deliberate with every step in this process when it comes to Caitlin Clark. But like I said on Sunday, that's the kind of win, if I'm CC, that I watch and say, I got to get back out there. Like, nothing can stop me from rejoining this team this season. That fight that they showed.
But here's what people are missing in all the Clark hype. This team has built real depth while she's been gone. They've pulled off tough wins. They've shown they can compete with playoff teams. They've proven Natasha Howard can be a weapon. And most importantly, they learned how to win ugly. When Clark returns, she's walking into a much more complete, battle-tested team than the one she left. And the rest of the league? They're not ready for that.
If she's going to play, I hope that she comes back successful. I hope that she can come back as a difference maker because the playoffs are around the corner and the Indiana Fever are much better when she's on the team. She takes so much responsibility and able to dictate pace and able to control the momentum of the game and also generate points for herself and for others. And she makes the game easier for all her teammates. So I know they would love to have her back. My biggest concern is the injuries, and for selfish reasons, I would prefer her, Paige Beckers, Angel Reese to just sit out.
So the real question, when does Clark come back? Signs point to that August 22nd to 26th window, with the Seattle game on the 26th as the likely return. Coach White won't lock in a date, saying they're taking it day by day. But the dots are all there. ESPN's updates, the break week, Lambert's release, Clark slowly ramping up. If she returns around the 26th, that gives her about 10 to 12 games to get back in shape before playoffs. Enough time to shake off the rust and rebuild chemistry.
It has come down to this season and Caitlin Clark's return. If they hope to make the playoffs, this is what's got to be done. She's got to come back, and she's going to have to win. And she's got to win even with Stephanie White as her coach. Good Lord, she will be the GOAT if she can pull that off at this point.
Now imagine this. Clark comes back, the Fever win 8 of their last 10, and they finish 26-14 or 27-13. That could mean home court in round 1. That could mean a legit playoff run. For a team that hasn't seen the postseason since 2016, that would be massive. And the craziest part? It's not even that far-fetched. Indiana has already shown they can fight without her. With Clark back, they might just shock the entire league.